Alright, today we are going to be setting up a subnetted network. As you can see, I already have computers and switches laid down here for each subnet. We have an empty router, which we will add ports to very soon. We have our DHCP server, which I'm just going to go ahead and name now so we don't forget. Alright, and over here we have our mail server, so I'm going to mail that. Right, now, as you can see, our mail server is within our DMZ, so one of the important parts to make sure you do correctly is set up these firewalls. So the cable coming in from this switch needs to be the same cable coming out of this. Okay, now in your firewall you want to make sure that your ports, so this one is coming through port 00 and port 00 is on VLAN 1. Okay, on this side we have port 01. So make sure you switch the VLAN on here to the same VLAN so they can communicate. Just going to move forward time so we can have all of our ports up and running. Alright, let's start configuring some stuff. So in our router, we're going to add fast Ethernet. We're going to add 4. Oops. Alright, now that we have our 4 ports in it, we're going to turn it back on. Fast forward time so it boots up, and now we're ready to start. So, here's the most important part. You have to know what you're plugging into where. So port 00, we're going to plug into this switch. Doesn't matter where on this switch, but we just need to know this is 00 right here. Actually going to move this down. That way we can really see the lights right here. Okay, we're going to make this 10 to this subnet. 20 here. And 30 here. Alright. So as you can see, we have our red lines. That means the ports are not activated. And if you come into config and you click on the ports, you see they're not on. And that's just a way you can verify, is by clicking on and seeing the green light come up. So the most important part about subnetting is keeping track of your IPs and what you're doing. So this port right here, we're going to call 192.168.0.1. This is going to be our default gateway for most of our stuff. For 10, which is this right here, just showing you right here, we're going to call this, actually, let me not get ahead of myself, turn that back off. Alright, we're going to come to our DHCP server, go to desktop, IP config, we're going to give it a static IP, so the IP is going to be 192.168.0.2. So, the subnet also defaults to 255.255.255, right? And now our default gateway is going to be the same as this wire right here on the router. So we're going to do 192.168.0.1. In the DNS server for now, we're just going to make the same as the IP address of this server. So, now the server has an IP address of 192.168.0.2. That's the server. Alright, so to set up our DHCP, we're going to go into here under services and DHCP. Here we go. Don't use DHCP 6. That's just not how would you say what we're doing. Alright, make sure you turn the service on. That's really important. Okay, now you're going to call this whatever you want. So if you want this to be pool 1, you can make it pool 1, whatever you really want. So here's another piece that you really have to pay attention to. You need to give it a default gateway. So in your router, our default gateway for this subnet, which is not really subnet but kind of is .0. So if we want to make this .1 something in our DHCP server, we need to make sure we do 192.168.1.1. That's really the key. Make sure this number changes for every subnet. And this doesn't. You can make it whatever you want. I'm just going to make it the same as this server, but change the 1. Now, start IP address 192.168. Make sure this is the same as these two. So you do .1, and you can make this any number. I'm just going to do 10. And then leave the rest the same and hit add. Now it's really simple to set up the rest. You're going to change this to a 2, that to a 2, this to a 2, and this to a 2. Okay, hit add. And same thing for 3, and you can do this as many times as you want, depending on how many subnets you need. Obviously, you need enough ports on this router to actually be able to do it. There's a 3. Looks good. Add. Alright, so you can see if I maximize this, these numbers change, but this stays the same. This changes, this is the same, and this changes. Okay, now our DHCP is done. Now comes the fun part. We have to configure our router. So if we were going to call this subnet 1, you can go into our router, go to 1/0 because that's this line right here. So on, you see it turns green. So you're going to change to 192.168.1.1. So this IP address should match this default gateway. If I pull it up for you, see they match. So this gateway and this. Alright, if you try to get DHCP right now, it doesn't work. I'll go ahead and try for you. I did that little quick thing because the first time usually fails no matter what you do. And you see it failed. It's using some random thing that I don't care about. So, to make it work, we go into our router. Just going to exit back. Alright. So, if you have this little greater than symbol, type EN for enable. Now you're in your admin mode. You want to type in conf space T. That brings you into your config mode. Now you can do interface, FA for fast Ethernet, and then we're on 0/1. Am I dumb? No, it's 1/0. I am dumb. Interface, FA, 1/0. This is the same thing as this. This is just a lot shorter and simpler to put. Alright, so now that we're here, we need to do IP space helper dash address, and we're going to do 192.168.0.1. Enter. This is basically saying, oh, you need an IP, go right here for it. And then we need to add the server, and we're going to add this. So, just pressing up to get that back. Do 1.1, so that's this wire. And we're going to add the server, so 0.2. Alright, now, I'm just going to hit fast forward a couple times. And now we should be able to pull DHCP from this. See, successful. And we got the subnet we wanted. We got .1. If you keep going, it's not a fluke. It actually works. So, let's do the same thing for subnet 2. Subnet 2. Alright, go into our router. Hit config. Fast Ethernet 2. 192.168.2.1. Okay. Now we're going to go to our fast or CLI. And if you see it already does it when you're in your config mode, and you click on it, just show you. So it did interface here. It does it for you. So if you just click 2, it brings you into interface 2 and you can just get started. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing. IP helper dash address 192.168.0.1. Okay, pull it back up. And this is subnet 2, so we're going to do 2.1. And we're just going to add our DHCP server just to be safe. Okay, exit, exit. Alright, now if we go back here, turn our port on, see the green lights are up, get fast forward so this little dot turns green. Okay, now if we hit desktop, IP config, if you see it won't work the first time, I'll just show you real quick. Oh, it actually did. Wow. But you see we got our .2 subnet. Just to prove it's not a fluke, do it one more time. Boom. You do the same thing with 3, but you change it to .3. But for the sake of length of the video, I'm not going to set this up. Just showing you can do more than one. Okay, so now we're going to set up our mail server. This is actually pretty easy. So, come to IP, give it static IP. I'm going to do 192.168.0.3, let default out. And this default gateway is going to be the same as this one right here on the router. So 192.168.0.1. Our DNS server, we're actually going to make the exact same as this, because we're going to run our own DNS off of this server, so we can do mail and DNS in one. Alright, so now that that's set up, we're going to go to server, nope, email, haha. Alright, so we're going to use gmail.com, since it's probably the most common. Hit set. It's very important you hit set or else it doesn't save. And here's where you add usernames and passwords. I'm just going to do AA and B. Okay. So your email is set up, but you need to set up your DNS. So name. This would be your gmail.com, and your address is the IP address right here. So 192.168.0.3. Add. This is basically saying when you want to go to Gmail, go to this server. Okay. Gmail.com. Alright. Now, fast forward time just to be safe. We should be able to set up email. You go to email, configure at gmail.com. This is your IP of your server. So the IP of this server is the exact same as this. So 192.168.0.3. And this is the login you put into your mail server right here. So AA. Save. Now you want to send it to the@gmail.com. We're going to say test, and hit send. Okay. Maybe I messed something up. Let's go look. Ah, right there. .3. Save. Now let's try it. See? Send success. That's what we want right there. Okay, so go out of this PC. Click on this one. This is on a different subnet. If we try to ping this PC, so what's this one? 192.1.11. Whoops. PC1. So we're on this PC. Ping 192.168.1.11. Oh, the reason it actually is able to ping is because we don't have firewalls set up to block IPs, or we don't have an access control list within our router. So you'll still be able to ping, but once you write an access control list, that's when you're going to have to use email stuff. So that's when your pings aren't going to work. Anyways, email, do b at gmail.com, 192.168.0.3. Same thing here. See, made a mistake again. Alright, so B. Save. Alright, now if we hit receive, we should receive the email from PC0. And boom. There we go. There's our email. Alright, and that's how you set up a subnetted with no access control list network with a DHCP server and a mail server in your DMZ. This is a dual firewall DMZ.